Hey there, Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Direct. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. And so when you start to learn to work with the moon, you start learn to work with the different cycles of energy. And so I feel it's really important. So today we're going to talk about the sun, the cycle of the sun in Aries. It is from March 19th through April 18th. I know I'm a little late on these, but as I'm sure you can understand, there were a lot of things that happened this week, and I needed to stop and collect my breath and create space and figure out what I was doing so that I could come here fully available to you. And so I appreciate your patience with that. As I usually do before I get started, I like to get into your energy and get a vision of what is going on. And so I started to do that today with Aries. And I got a vision, and when I was stepping out of the vision, I heard this is the vision for the collective. And then I was shown 3 decks of cards to pull cards for each sign about that. And as I get into your energy individually, I've been getting different parts of that vision, or more of the story kind of thing. It's really interesting. So I will get into that for you. I would like to ask you, though, to connect your energy to mine, to go ahead and hit that thumbs up, to subscribe, to hit the notification bell for all. I'm going to be working a lot with you over the next couple of weeks while I have time. There's the gift of time that comes with all this. And work on spiritual development in different aspects. One of the things, working with the cycles of the moon, working with our spirit animals, with numerology. There were a couple other things that came to me today that I didn't jot down. Unfortunately, I should have. But they'll be back. Spirit will let me know. So the vision that I saw for everybody was standing, looking out of a doorway, an archway. It was made of these sticks that were leaning against each other, and a wind came along and it blew them down. And so you're standing there in the middle of this rubble, and you step forward onto, it's like hills, foothills, rolling hills, mountain in the distance, body of water over here, pretty much like a river. Hands on your hip, assessing the situation, trying to decide what to do. Then you head off down the hill to the river, get a bucket of clay out of the water, right? And carry it up and sort through the sticks, figure out which ones, you can use. And then you start building with the sticks and the clay, a much more solid foundation for where we're going forward. So that's what I saw when I got into your individual energy. I saw you step out, look around, and then you headed off down the mountain in a different direction, not toward the river, just kind of like over toward the mountain. And I thought, where are you going? Like, where are you going? And I lost sight of you, and I didn't know where you were. And it seemed like a lot of time passed. And then I saw you coming up from the river, pulling a big cart, dragging it, like a rope was tied, and you were pulling this big cart, and it had this big, huge urn filled with clay, water sloshing out of the top. And I thought, what? I go, Capricorn, are you doing too much? Are you working too hard? Are you just being really efficient? Like, what is it? And you set it down because you got up there and you looked at me, you smiled and winked and said, I just like to have all my stuff before I start a project. I like to have all my stuff together before I start a project. And I thought, okay, I understand that. So I had to turn on the heat because before I got started here, Spirit was so in the room with me that I got so cold. I was like the chills. So Spirit's in the room. I didn't really, okay, so then I started pulling the cards, and the cards were confusing to me. So hopefully as we work our way through this, we will understand. So this is the first one that came out. It's called Choices. And it's free will, courage, willpower, and change. Within every moment is the power to choose. Your choices determine your experience in life. Choose wisely. So I actually want to read this to you. I know it's long, but bear with me because it felt really important. A lone rider in the misty night tries to find her way through the trees. As she arrives at a fork in the trail, she must make a choice. But the signs are difficult to read, such as the way we often find when we arrive at key moments of decision in life. Looking this way and that, outside of ourselves to find the highest path, where all along our truest choice is waiting deep within. Her clairsentient partner, the great horse, feels the earth beneath him and has already begun to move in the direction of the clearest light. This card is an encouragement for you to realize how much power you have through the choices you make. So, then it says to choose a goal that you would like to achieve, and the other card that came out was your desires. And desires were your passion. What are you craving for? What will bring you a sense of fulfillment? And then the interconnectedness, the divine intuition being brought down on you, making choices in connection with your higher self. And you had the Divas card come out. And the Divas card is, Divas are energies that are within certain things. So, trees, water, fire. I'm missing one. It's gone. Okay. Trees, water, fire, something, and I don't have the book with me. So, crystals. I don't know how I forgot that. Of Earth, right? The crystals. So are the trees. So connecting to these energies. So being out in nature, going for that walk, connecting with nature, allowing that energy to flow through you and to connect to it so that you can connect with the divine light and allow the divine consciousness to pour in, fill you up, and help you to figure out how and what your next move should be. And we have the standstill, which is meditation. It is also what is happening right now, right? Like, that is the gift of all this. There is a gift in it. You have to work hard sometimes to find the gift. The gift is time. The time to connect with ourselves. The time to have time to think. The time to connect with our families and our loved ones. To slow things down. To take time to make a good choice and make a good decision, because literally nothing is happening, right? Like, you can't do anything about it right now. And so going with the flow of the energy, working with the cycle of what's happening, really important. And then you had, there's so much to choose from. You had the owl, the master of the night. She could see into situations with perfect clarity, much more so when it's dark, and able to discern the truth when others are sightless. She helps you find the light and your lightness in the darkest moments of your life and embrace the night as your ally. The owl can bring you messages from the invisible world. She opens her ears so that she can hear the voices of the ancestors. You may acquire their wisdom and make it your own. This is the divine consciousness, but you also have the illusions card, wherever it is. Hold on. Because there was more. Okay, you had the illusions card. And the illusions card says, distractions are everywhere right now. Your soul's compass is asking you to reassess your direction to uncover your true path. Does this action or decision bring you closer to your life purpose, to your desires, to your hopes, your goals, your dreams, and what you want? Pay attention. Using your intuition like an owl can see into the dark. And I wasn't even surprised to see this card come up. I didn't know we had it in the deck, but it's called boundaries. And when we talk about Saturn and Capricorn, it's all about the boundaries, right? And so the thing that I saw in here that seemed important was, right now your soul is asking you to break away from traditional thinking, to step outside of the box to find solutions to the issues you are facing. So instead of dragging it up one bucket at a time, apparently you went on a quest to find a big urn where you could bring everything up, and you're strong enough and you have the courage and the willpower to create the change, to build what it is that you want. Using tools. It says new opportunities will arrive when you are ready to take that step forward. Take advantage of the opportunities when they come. You have the momentum to push forward with the success now if you choose to. And so gathering together what it is that you need to create something, to build something for yourself that is really important. And then we have some really stellar cards. You have Vision Quest and the Journey. Vision Quest and the Journey. And the Vision Quest is you are face your fears, embrace your mortality, then meet face to face with spirit. When we are stagnant, a vision quest brings our lives into perspective. We realize our flaws, our potential, and the opportunities life is now offering. So right now, there is a lot of opportunity. And so take that time, do the soul searching, figure out what it is that you really want, what you want to do, find the clarity by spending time alone in nature. That's what it says. And so that's what you did. You had it off to like think through, decide what you were going to do. The journey says this is an invitation to step outside of the boundaries of your life as you know it. And the journey is not a holiday. It is a call to be hermit-like and to go on a pilgrimage into the unknown. There are no maps to the territory you will now be exploring, no marked paths, no road signs. This is a time to embark on the great journey. Do not linger in the past or in the port where the distant shores are calling. Fearlessly draw your own navigational charts as you discover the route when the time is right. As it is now, you will be led true. And even when you are not sure of where you are going, Spirit will lead. It is the departure that is most important. If you miss the boat, a great opportunity will be lost. And another ship may not arrive for a long time. And so with this gift of time, you have the time to step back from your crazy busy life where you work too freaking hard to consider making changes. How to make the changes. What will that look like? What are the tools necessary to complete the project? This change, this new thing that you want. And you have the medicine wheel. The medicine wheel is a sacred hoop with the 4 cardinal directions well marked. It represents the cycle of life, the cycles of nature, the circular pattern of our cosmos. It has been used for millennia in indigenous cultures to bring harmony and well-being to the village. Its directions symbolize the 4 steps the shaman takes to become a person of power and wisdom. To manifest clear blue skies in your life, it is important that you take a look at certain aspects of your being. Enter the medicine wheel from the south and reflect on how you are still clinging to events from the past. Continue to the west and notice which relationships are toxic and drain your energy. Step to the north and ask yourself, do I know my passion and show it? Do I know my passion and show it? What are your desires? What is your passion? What is your goal? What are you craving for? What will bring you fulfillment? Do you know what that is and do you show it? And then you end in the east direction, visualizing how you want to live the next chapter of your life. It is up to you how much time you spend in each direction, minutes, days, or months. But when you are done, make sure you step outside the wheel and contemplate your journey. It's time. You're being given the gift of time right now to sort through some of this stuff, to choose which direction you're going to go in. So many people are a little distressed and distracted by things they have no control over. You can control this. You can control using this opportunity wisely to figure out where it is that you're going, what are your next steps, so that you can gather all the tools you need for the next project, your next project. Listen to your intuition, tap into your higher consciousness, get out in nature, spend some time. This is a time of contraction from the world. Now, there's also a time to connect with family and friends, not in person, unless they happen to live in your house already. But you can reconnect that way, but also make sure that you are creating time every day to sit and journal and write down what it is you want, what do you want to create. You know, that organizational aspect that you have of what would be the action steps. You know how to do this. You pick a goal and you work your way backwards through it to figure out what the steps are. And now you have the gift of time to do this. So take advantage. Interesting. The overall energy is family. So again, I do want to say, make sure that you're making time for the people in your life you care about. Oftentimes, Capricorn works very, 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 very hard, right? Very hard. And doesn't spend enough time with the ones that really matter. So this is a time to reassess your values, reestablish those connections. So if you've not been here before, past, present, future, thoughts, feelings, actions, cards to clarify and give direction and guidance. And the center key is the key to the situation. And we have in the heart space, the honoring path. This is you honoring your truth, honoring your soul's journey, honoring your desires, wishes. What do you want to create? This is you honoring you. This is you putting you first. Not in a selfish way, in a healthy way, creating that healthy boundaries and space around you to create space for yourself in which to progress. So, there's been some fear over loss. You've been thinking about what you've been losing, right? Business, money. Oh, gosh, there's a lot of stress out there right now, right? That's in the past. Let's see what we can do to transform the future. Oh, to transform the future, you have behind the mask, but it was in the reverse. I love it. So, this is when you take the mask off of of the image you portray to the world, the image you might portray to yourself. You know, sometimes we think that to be successful, we have to manifest a lot of things in the material world, when actually to feel happy and successful, we need to manifest what our soul's purpose and journey is and to go there. And so this is an opportunity maybe for you to take a look at what's going on in your life and say, you know what, we could do with less. We don't need so much. Every person's going to have a different, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying that some of you may find that when you really look at what you need in your life, what's really a necessity, you might have a little transformation going on in your value system. You have teacher. In the future, you have the teacher. A couple of things come to mind when I see that. One, this is your spirit team downloading information to you through random, not really, but seemingly random thoughts that you have that pop up out of nowhere. This is also your opportunity to teach those around you. You have time. But mostly I feel like you're being taught a lesson about what's really important. So listen to your higher self. Listen to get in touch with your guides. Okay, it's getting cold in here again. And get in touch with your spiritual teaching that comes from within. And see where it takes you. Okay, so again with the boat, right? We have the loss. We have this conflict, this anxiety over the conflict in the heart space, though. So this could be, gosh, I want to spend more time with my family, but I got to work, right? But what's really important? Where is the best use of your time and your resources, which are time, money, knowledge, energy? These are when you go into that wheel, you're being asked. So they ask you to where are the energy sucks in your life. It's really time to look at that. Where are the toxic energy sucks in your life? The things that really. So if you've been working in a job because you want to manifest money into your life, but instead what you're manifesting is misery because of the conditions are not, don't speak to your soul. This is an opportunity to take a pause, take a breath, the whole world is, and kind of brush up your resume. Think about what it is you want to do. And go ahead and start researching where you want to go next, right? In the heart space, I show a decrease in the future, and it makes me worried for you that as soon as things get back to normal, you're going to go back to business as usual, and you're going to lose the connections that you're building, that you have the time right now to build. I'm going to ask you to not do that. To maintain those connections. In the future, we have in the recent past, there's the obstacle's been this need to achieve. Great achievement. Like this need to achieve is so important. And there's been all this conflict and worried about loss. Right now, you need to step into your courage and be willing to make the choices that lead you to where you want to go. So great gratitude in the future was in the reverse, which means there's this sense of a lack of feeling gratitude, which is why you felt the decrease. So I flipped them both around because that's important. When you have an attitude of gratitude, when you start counting your blessings, when you look, you went off because you felt like you needed a bigger container in order to build. But there was a bucket sitting down there and you could have made a few trips back and forth. Had time to stop and smell the roses. You wouldn't have brought up as much as fast, but you would have gotten to go down to the water and hang out, stick your toes in the mud, reconnect, move at a slower pace. So think about the pace of your life and what you can do to allow you the opportunity to have more connection with your loved ones. Wow, what is up with this? We have anger and rage. Why do we have anger and rage? Are you mad about what's happening? Your attitude is everything. It's hard when you're out of work. It's hard when the bills are coming in. I understand that, but being mad doesn't fix the problem. Okay, so I wanted to understand this, and I have travel. And so maybe you had to scrap travel plans that were for pleasure instead of business, or the other way around. Either way, there's something about all this that is making you so angry. You're supposed to be standing still. You're supposed to be resting. You're supposed to be using your intuition, allowing yourself to move with the direction that the world is, not even the world, the divine is moving you in. You're supposed to be going on this vision quest. So, Capricorn, I was supposed to have this reading out last Thursday. I said I would, and then I didn't, right? And the reason I didn't was because I'm a Capricorn rising. I get it. When the money disappears, dries up, it's like, what? So what I did was I sat down, figured out how much money I needed, called all my creditors, figured out who I could delay payments to, who I couldn't. I prioritized. I did what I needed to do. I made a plan. And then I relaxed and let go so that I could step into the space with you today, knowing that I have a plan that's working the best that I can. You have the web of life. What is going on right now isn't being done to you. It's being done for you. This is a gift of time. Yes, there are some things that need to be handled. Handle them and then breathe. Handle them and look around you and see where the moments of joy are. Let your inner child out to say. Okay, Capricorn, you are so stressed out right now. So, Saturn rules Capricorn. Saturn rules time. You have all the time that you need. This is a gift of time. You can manipulate time. So, when the whole world stops, that actually gives you a chance to catch your breath. You can stretch time or compress it in your life at will. You honestly can, because Saturn rules your sign. So right now, time is being paused for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, I don't know. Will there be financial difficulties? Yes. Will some people lose their lives? Unfortunately, that has already happened. Will lives be impacted? Yes. And if these are the things that are happening in your life, I totally understand your anger and your rage at, if people would have stopped traveling, maybe someone wouldn't have died. If this, if that. Those were choices that people made that led them in the directions that things went and they happened. And so you can't do anything about that either. What you can do is face your own personal fears and then start counting your blessings. Because the thing about abundance is when you realize how much you already have, what is really of value in your life. This time with your family and your friends. Not your friends. You can call your friends. You can, hang out with them on Facebook, whatever. But not in person, right? But count your blessings. It says count your blessings and the good in your life will multiply. Your attitude right now is everything. Everything. When things start moving again, when the world starts turning again, we're actually changing directions this year. I kind of feel like that we're changing. We're moving from the Piscean age into the age of Aquarius, and that happens on the winter solstice as we move into Capricorn. And so sometimes you got to bring something to a complete stop in order to change direction. I feel like that's what's going on with the world right now. So take stock of where you are, count your blessings, be grateful for what is working in your life, what is good. Understand this web of life. Things are going on that affect the whole universe, the whole tapestry of things. It's not all about you. And you will be fine because you know how to work hard and you know how to gather what you need to create what you need. So take a deep breath. Go for a walk. I don't want to say that. Okay, I'm going to say it. I heard calm your ass down. That's probably St. Michael. Okay, yeah, it was. St. Michael has a way of I was told once I was having a pity party. I'm like, I have a good reason. No, you're having a pity party. I kind of feel like that's what he's saying to you. Just calm down. Just calm down and look for the gifts and count your blessings. This is an opportunity to figure out what your soul path is. Usually you're working too hard to be able to even think about that. You get to think about it right now. So take advantage of that opportunity. Don't let that boat sail by. All right? I will be back tomorrow. It's Tuesday. There is a new moon in Aries. We're going to work with the cycles. I have time right now, and so I will be on here a lot. There's a lot of things I was going to cover on the Tribe Empowers, but I decided to put it here on YouTube while we have this time and an opportunity to get to know each other and to use this to grow in our spirituality in different things. We'll cover spirit animals. We'll cover, I don't know, whatever comes up. Seriously, I think numerology was on the list. There were some other things. And so as things pop up, we will discuss them as spirit lets me know. But Tuesday, we're going to talk about that new moon in Aries and how you can use that energy. Even in this energy of standing still, it's an initiation energy. So it's very useful. We will work with that, and I will see you then. Breathe. Breathe. Okay? And calm your ass down. All right, take care.